Hey, welcome to my happy space. This is my creative studio, and my creative studio includes plants. As you can see here, and there are some behind you. I love plants. Plants have been a huge part of my life, or at least a part of my life, all of my life. My mom grew plants. She has a total green thumb, and I think I've developed a green thumb as well. So plants have been a part of my wellness practice for a very long time, okay? Plants have been my ride or die, my OGs for a minute. So absolutely love plants. So I am excited to give you a tour of my plants in my craft studio. And I'm gonna give you a little tour of my studio or my craft or creative space. But before I do all that, let me introduce myself. My name is Yvette Boone, and I'm a recovering software engineer and a lifelong creative hobbyist. And on this channel, we create a space to embrace a wellness practice that includes creative hobbies. And one of them, I think, is having plants. And plants, for me, have been an extension of my therapy. So I continue to include it in my wellness practice because it just gives me that space to reflect and to, add some purpose in my life. And so I love plants for that reason. I will probably never not have at least one or two plants in my life, but we're going to stop being sappy and we're going to get into it and we're going to look at these plants. So let me give you a short tour of my studio. Hold on. So here is my creative studio. So as we walk in, the first thing we see is my drawers of scrap material. So I do a little quilting, just a little bit. And here's my sewing machine, under cover, under wraps. Hey girl, hey. Here's a magnifier and a light. And this is one of my shelves for my plants. We're gonna get into it in a minute. Plant stuff, printer. This is where my computer is supposed to go, but it's a little too high for my neck. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a way to pull that down. There's my computer. There's some paint supplies. There's some paper and some things to hold the paper. There's some more art supplies, mini journals, more plants. And while we are here, let's get into this side first, okay? So, like I said, I have curated a list of plants that work well with my lifestyle. And part of that is not actually having to water or tend to a plant every 5 minutes. Like, that's not my jam. I don't like doing it. It doesn't allow me to travel. So I like a plant that can withstand at least 2 weeks worth of not watering, not having to fool with it, not having to change, the dirt too often, all the things. And what I found recently is that includes Hoyas. Love Hoyas. This here is a Hoya. Get into that, honey. I love it. It's a viner. These are the type of Hoyas vine, but they don't create suckers. So they're not going to pull the paint off your wall or tear up your furniture. They will just wrap around something and then you can just go and peel them right on off. Like, it's not even, they're not creating a sucker. They're just literally wrapping their vine. This vine would just keep going around. As you see, it's going around this. No, you can't see because I'm not doing it right. It just keeps going around this rope. And so this here is a macrophylla, or macrophylla, I guess, depending on how you want to say it, tomato. But a macrophylla Hoyas in general have very thick leaves. So this is a variegated version. They have very, very thick leaves. I don't know if you can hear that, but they have very thick leaves, which is one of the reasons why they can go without water for so long, because they hold water in their leaves. So you don't have to water them that often. Kind of like you think of a snake plant, but I think they require a little bit more water than snake plants. This beauty here is called a Matilde. She has very small leaves, which I love, and speckles, right? She's a cutie. So you see she has a flower. So all Hoyas flower. And I'm kind of scared to touch it because a lot of her flowers have already fallen, which is, let me show you the debris. That literally happened while I was filming. So I'm gonna probably insert a picture of her literally just a couple days ago where she was in full bloom. Beautiful, and they smell so good. It smells sort of like flowers and cinnamon. It's a weird, I don't want to say it's a weird combination because it's natural, but it smells so good. It smells like a floral cinnamon. It's so sweet. It's really nice. I really enjoy getting up every morning and coming in smelling those. So this was a birthday gift from my mom. She gave me the money for me to go buy it. And I love it. So all these here, these little things here, I don't know if you can see those. Let's zoom in a little bit. All of those are where the flowers bloom from. And with Hoyas, you don't have to cut those off because they will rebloom, right? After these fall, some more will come in and I will get more blooms. And I'm gonna definitely put a picture of when it was in full bloom. It was absolutely gorgeous. This beauty is a Hoya australis Lisa. And I have a cousin named Lisa who came and watered my plants when I spent some time out of the country. So she kept my babies alive for me. I'm so grateful for that. This is a australis Lisa. And as you see, when the leaves come in, these are baby leaves. When they come in with pink on them. So after a while, they'll turn this pretty white and green or grass green. And then they mature to a darker green. But this is a variegated version of this plant here. So these two are the same plant. One is variegated, one is not. So this is an australis. It's just not a Lisa. So as you see, there's a bloom back there. This bloom belongs to this plant here. And this is a Hoya obovata. And let's see if I can get in close without making you dizzy. Get in close to those blooms. And they're not even open yet, so they'll be opening soon. But I'm excited because they just bloomed not too long ago. So I'm excited about that. And this is another obovata. I have two different pots of them. A lot of times what I'll do is I will have one in a very lit area and one in a more shaded area to see, you know, how the plant reacts or responds. This thing grows regardless. It's just doing its thing. Now, this one was over here in a more lit area at one point, which is why the leaves are a lot lighter. But and I love this plant because how often do you see plants with round leaves? I don't know why I'm so attracted to that. But as you can tell, even from this one has some mostly round, like they're not all round, but mostly round leaves. I love that. I don't know what it is about that, but I'm totally drawn to that. This little baby here is really not a baby. It's a broke off. It broke off of another plant. And I wanted to see if it was going to grow in sphagnum moss, and it did. I thought it was going to die, but it's actually doing pretty good. I'm actually pretty surprised at that. This is another australis Lisa. A lot of them I have 2 pots of the same plant because I've never grown Hoyas before and I didn't know how it was going to react. So I got 2 just in case I needed to do, you know, just in case I had to throw one of them out because it died. But here I need to do some plant chores and pull it. But I usually don't pull off the leaves. I let them die off and let them fall, because after they've fallen, they've given all they could back to the plant itself. So I usually don't rip them off. But sometimes when they're like this one is gone, but I'll let it fall. So if you see back here, I have another bud coming. She just dropped those flowers not too long ago, and sorry. Now she has new ones, so super excited about that. And this is a snake plant. Now I used to literally hate snake plants. I think they call them mother-in-law's tongue or something like that too. I used to not like them. I felt like they were just so basic. But I have grown a fondness for them because they have some that are not very common, maybe, and really pretty. So I love the markings on this. This one is very light, like, you know, as far as snake plants are concerned, the coloring on it is really light. And I love that. And it doesn't have a lot of markings on them. So this was a baby. And they are slow growers. But as you can see, can we see? I've got some little babies, some little pups coming out of there. So I'm excited. Okay, let's pull back a little bit. This is, ooh, child, do you remember? This is a satin pothos. It's called a moonlight. Oh, okay, so this is where we have some, this is called moonlight. So this is a satin pothos. This is not actually a part of the pothos family. I don't know why they call it a satin pothos, but it is a satin pothos. The common name for it is satin pothos. So this one is moonlight. This one I think is moonshine or moon something. They both have moon in their name. This one is not typical, and it is a light version of a snake plant. And this one is not typical because it's really a dark version of this plant. So I love it because the light is not really doing it justice, but it really has like a blue green finish to it. It is really dark. I love that. Now this is a typical standard. No, I'm not gonna call her basic because I still love these plants. This is a pothos. This is the golden pothos, except for the fact that mine has decided to become all green. And it could totally be my fault because I wasn't let you get into that. Ooh, she pretty. She is pretty. I think her light, I wasn't giving her enough light. I had her in an area where she was getting decent light, or at least I thought, but she decided otherwise. This is a pothos. This is a mandula. Yeah, pothos mandula. And I'm going to take her down too so you can see her. Now, the pothos, these are really pretty. The markings on that, girl, get into it. Yeah, so these plants, you cannot, you honestly, these don't do the two week route. Like, they are struggling if I let them go 2 weeks. Matter of fact, I think this has gone a week and already she's getting soft. That's one of the things that you can tell that a plant needs to be watered, when the leaves just get really soggy and soppy. Now this plant has a very crispy leaf, like it's really firm. So when they get soft, they really need to be watered. Now this is where the creative part of plant care comes in. This is propagation. I cut off some of the stem of a plant and put it in some water so that it can root, and it is doing it. It is. You see the roots in there? I don't want to disturb nothing. But it's got roots. And this is probably 2 or 3 different plants I threw in the same water. It's fine. This is a, girl, get it together. What is this? Or this we know is a macrophylla. This is a, I think this is just a, oh, this is a pubicalix. That one there is a Hoya. And this is a Brazil, no, neon. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. It's escaped me right now, but I have more. So we're gonna come across another one and I can tell you what the name is. So across the road here, Bunny Road, we have more Hoyas. Now, so with these Hoyas, I got these from a local nursery, and I wasn't really sure if they were mislabeled or not. So, and I'm not really even sure if these aren't the same plants. Like they could be the same plants and just have more than one common name for them. I don't even know. Honestly, it doesn't even really matter. These were labeled as tricolor. These 1, 2, 3 were labeled as tricolor. When you look at them, they have the same characteristics as these. So in my world, and plus they all have the same care requirements. You water them every 2 weeks or so. You don't really have to change their dirt too often. Hoyas don't require a lot of dirt, so you can keep them in the same pot for a very long time. All you would have to do is just feed them. Like if you normally feed them like a week strength, you would just continue to do that. And now the only time you would replenish the dirt is when the dirt starts eroding away or breaking down and you have to replace or put more dirt in. But some plants require you to repot them, you know, once every year or 18 months. This is not that. You don't have to do these with Hoyas. I've had these now for, I think I bought most of these in like June or July of 21. So we're working on almost 2 years now. So here we have what was labeled 2 tricolor. And I think the reason they call them tricolor, and I'm not sure if the camera is picking up on that or not, but you see how that has some pink there? So the leaves start out just like that other one back there where it starts out pink and then they convert to white. So I'm going to, excuse the chair sounds, but I'm going to get in the chair so we can get into it and I can be comfortable. This is an Australis. This is the same plant that was vining over there on the other side, up under the other lights, and she is vining up this rope. And the reason I put them on the rope was because if they decided that they wanted to grow really long, then I felt like that would be an easy way for me to move them. If they were wrapping around the furniture themselves and they were wrapping on each other, then it would be a lot harder for me to distinguish which was which. And it's just a matter, it's all this work to pull them apart. And I didn't want to do all that. So I figured if I wrapped it around some twine, which is a natural fiber, then it would still do its thing. This is, I'm going to push them under the light. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to mention too, is that the way I set the shelves up, when I purchased the shelves, I bought lighting. And under each shelf, I put a strip of lighting. And the lighting is then attached to a timer back here, right? You see that timer? And that timer, of course, controls when the lights come on every day. Now we just had daylight savings time, so the timing is off But for the most part, especially when I go on vacation, and I left it like I had it since I went on vacation the last time. It'll come on for a couple hours out of the day because I did keep my blinds closed. I kept them on a little bit longer, and I usually give them somewhere between 6 and 8 hours of light, maybe even less. I think I did even less when I was gone, just so that they wouldn't need as much water as well, right? So this is a Hoya Crimson Princess. This, I think, is labeled as a princess as well. And as you see, even with this one, that they look very similar to these down here, right? In the sense where they have green on the outside, white on the inside. Now the coloring, you might say, oh, well, the coloring of this one is more chartreusey, and this one has a dark green. Well, that might be true until you get to something like this, where you notice that this coloring on this is about the same as the coloring above on this one up here above. So you see those colorings are about the same. So that has all to do, that green has all to do with the amount of light that I give it. The more light I give it, the lighter it gets. Because what the plant is doing is the plant is accommodating for the amount of light that it gets. The amount of green that, from what I understand, the amount of green that a plant has is the amount of energy it can take in. When it gets to a point where it's taking in too much energy, where it can't, it can't accommodate the growth of the plant, it will turn the plant, it will sun bleach the plant like this. Now, I could be totally wrong, but it makes sense in my world. So we're going to go with it. But if I am wrong, let me know in the comments. I don't mind learning new things about plants. So if you know for sure, let me know in the comments. I would love that. This, like I said, is a Hoya Crimson Princess. This, I believe, is a princess. This, I believe, is a tricolor. And I think you can see, too, here, where this one is pink here. And as they mature, that pink will turn white. It's so pretty. I mean, the prettiest thing you ever want to see. Is so dainty, right? Like, I know some people call their plants by name, like, oh, and I have a habit of calling my plants she. Oh, she is doing well, or she's getting big. I can't call this a guy. Like, I just can't call this a he. I don't know that I have many plants that I call he, but this is definitely not one of them. So let's move down. This here, and I'm gonna pull this up just so we can see it a little better. Pull it up here. Oh, she is so cute. She is so cute. She has like these little cute little leaves, and they are furry. Like, not in a gross way, right? But it's like little puppy ears or rabbit ears. It is so cute. I love this. This is, if you are tactile, if you like to touch things, this is a plant to have. Now, she's a slow grower. She's a Hoya, right? You see, I call her she. She's a Hoya. She's a slow grower. But I think, as you see, she has a lot of leaves on a very short vine. So I think it's not like it's going to be a scraggly plant, but it is not like a full plant like this. Maybe it will get there at some point, but I did buy a baby. I guess we got to talk about it. So the truth is like every other plant mom on this planet, or plant dad, you're going to have some that are just not going to behave properly. Okay. In all fairness, before I left to go on vacation, she was doing really well. When I got back, she was looking good, but she was looking like, I know something is different. But then I left again. And when I left again, I did not take care of her. Now, one thing I will say is, your plants can take a hit, but when they do take a hit, you need to spend some time and nourish them back to health. Right, you'll see some other ones. You'll see you'll see more examples of that as we go along. But this is one of those plants where I need to do some hardcore loving on this plant. Matter of fact, this whole section right here, maybe this is the struggle section right here. So let me show you what it's supposed to look like. Here. That's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be like this dark green front and it has a red back, and the two colors together kind of gives off this dark brown leaf. Beautiful, furry. It's so pretty, right? But she is not giving me green. And I think what's happening, now that I'm saying this out loud, I think she's getting too much light. And the green is now turning yellow, like she's getting sun bleached, and the red is just coming through too strong, because she literally looks like a red plant. Like, I just don't understand it. And she's losing leaves. All of this debris is from her. So anyway, we're going to keep it pushing. But this is a Philodendron micans. So that's what the other plant was that I couldn't think of the name of, is a philodendron. The POTHOS satin, I believe. Yeah, that's a philodendron. That's it. So these are all in the same family. Okay, struggle right here. Struggle plants. These are the type of plants that when they are doing well, they look really nice. When they are not doing well, they look really straggly. And I do not like straggly plants. So, and because these have such little dirt in them, you have to kind of spend a little bit more time watering these. Now, I could have come up with a different solution. If I were to go out of town again and I had to leave these plants, then I would put these in a humidity box or something, so that whatever water I did give them, it would last, and then whatever dried up, the humidity in the box would keep it going until they could be watered again on that 2-week schedule. I did not do that, so these plants took a hit. Now, they can and will bounce back. I don't know that I'm going to have a patience for it, but they can. So let's tell you what they are, even though I'm embarrassed, but not really. This is a string of spades. Love how cute they are. Oh, they are so cute. And this is a string of turtles. And so this one, you can see, let me try to zoom in. You can see that this one, excuse my nails because I've been playing in these plants. You can see that this one is trying to grow back. It's doing something. So what I've done is I've taken the straggly legs and I've wrapped them around on top of the dirt. And what'll happen is in these little sections where you see these little bumps, that's where the roots will come out and hit the dirt, if it's touching the dirt, right? I didn't do a great job at wrapping it, so it probably won't work, but they're growing. So I'm gonna just keep watering it and see what happens. But I like these two. So of the string of, I have the string of spades, string of turtle, and I have the string of pearls. The string of pearls is doing a lot better. She looks bad now, but I'm gonna clean her up, get some of the dead leaves. What I did was I cut it. I gave her a severe haircut because her little legs were straggly and I was not having it. So I cut those off, and some of it died back a little bit, which is fine. Like this right here, I would just pinch this off and just get rid of all of that. But I'm gonna clean that up. And so the next time we do a plant tour and we give an update, you're gonna see she's gonna be gorgeous. But I love this because you look at the little balls, it looks like peas, but when you go to squeeze it, it is solid. It's like literally like a string of pearls, like fleshy, living pearls. I love this thing, okay? I didn't think I was gonna like it. When I went to buy the plants, I went to buy the string of turtle because that's what I really went for. And they had this, it was on sale, and I was like, I got it and I loved it. I didn't think I was gonna like it. It was trending for a while and I'm like, I don't want to do a trendy plant, but I love it. I really do. Mine's right now looks a little sad, but girl, when she come back, I'm gonna bring her back to you so she could show what she working with. She is really nice. I really like her. This is a Hoya Chelsea. So the string of plants are not Hoyas, but they are, and there's a theme here, they are plants that hold a lot of water, so you don't have to water them that often. This here is a Hoya Chelsea. Super cute. I love the heart-shaped leaves. I love the fact that they are so thick. Like, there is no bendiness. I'm pushing on it. It is not bending. I mean, I think if I push on it too hard, they might even break, but they are not bending at all. I love that about these leaves, about Hoyas in general. This is a pubicalix. Same. She's a little bendy. These are older leaves, and you'll notice that the older ones have a little bit more flexibility in them, but the newer ones, not bending at all. Like, it's like, you hear that? It's like cardstock. It is so nice. And she is very speckly. So this is a thing in the plant world, right? Plants with a lot of speckles on, or at least Hoyas with a lot of speckles on it. She is very speckly. So it was my understanding that if you give them a lot of light, they will speckle even more. I can't disprove that, but she is doing it. I mean, I have not had any issues with her speckling. Now, does she have leaves that don't have some? Yes, but I'm all for it. I'm here for it, okay? Get into it. All right, next. Oh, let's do this. Because this is the pubicalix sister. It's the same plant. It's a pubicalix. This one does not have as much splash on her. She's just a little smaller. That's all. Love her. She's got a lot of tendrils. Look at that. Pushing out baby leaves. Look at that baby. So cute. It's so cute. And these are a little opposite of the other one. But if you notice, there's some similarities. Like, they all have red in their new birth, in their new babies. A lot of these have red in them. And then, because you notice they are brown, right? They look brown. Well, brown is made from red and green. So it's the red that's in the white of the plant, and then the green that is what pulls up the chlorophyll. And so, or that makes up of the chlorophyll. So when that red starts going away, that's when the white shows up and the green gets to, or it's really not the white shows up, but it's like the red goes away and then the green is able to come out. So you'll see more green. Now this one might actually, no, she's not splashy because usually you can tell. But I love that. I love it. Okay. Now, she is a beaut back here. She is turned this way. You would think she was mad at the world. But what happened was I had her turned the other way. And, oh. Okay. I don't know why she's sitting in water. That's not good. We not doing this here. Okay, we're going to take her out for a minute. I'll take her out and we're going to put her over here just for a second. Just so we can show how pretty she is. Look at the size of that leaf based on my hand. Oh my goodness. So this is the, I think Epiprimum? No, SCINDAPSUS. I'm sorry, SCINDAPSUS exotica. Girl, stop your madness. SCINDAPSUS exotica. And you can't really see, oh, I hate that you can't see the glitter in her leaves. But in that silvery looking part, it literally looks like it's got glitter dust on it. When you look at it in person, it is so pretty. I'm not gonna put that back over there just yet because she has water in the bottom of her pot, and I don't quite understand why. I think I might have put too much water in there, but that's okay. This is a Cebu blue. So this is actually a part of the pothos family. So the golden pothos, all the pothos we see in Home Depot and everybody's office, this is a part of that same family, except this is a Cebu blue. When you give it less light, the blue shows up a lot more. Because I have her sitting up under the lights, she's kind of showing as green. But if you look at them side by side with another plant, and you can see the yellow green here, and it looks more blue. If I took it out of this area from up under the light and just put it in a well-lit room, the blue would show up a whole lot more. So I've done that in the past, but like I said, because I was out on vacation, I was like, she needs to sit up under some lights because I don't have time for her to be forgotten or whatever. So I would rather for her to be a little yellow green, because I can always get it back to the blue when I take her from out of the light. But yeah, she's doing okay. She's doing all right. Like I got some straggly, and I could probably cut some of that off, but we're going to keep it moving. Back here, we got some Lowe's finds. These are some jade plants. This one, I think, is called Golem Fingers, and this was just a regular jade. I love these. I usually don't do well with them. And we'll see. You'll see in another one. I usually don't do well with jades. I think I'm one of those plant moms that love you too hard and then not enough. I might even be that kind of mom in real life too. Okay, so this is read the tag, child. Lucanosa. This is a Hoya. A Hoya lucanosa. Love this plant, right? Let me show you the flowers. Ah, look at her. She is so cute. She is so cute. I'm going to add a picture because this camera is not picking up. I don't know what kind of light I need to have, but whatever it is, I don't have it. Here's another one. And let me tell you, this thing smells like pure heaven. It is floral and cinnamony. Oh, I don't know how to describe it. Now, I will say, I have one more back here too. Look at her. She's so cute. So this one hasn't fully bloomed yet because it's still green. But this one has been up here for a couple of days. So I was online and I saw this man talking about this plant, a lucanosa, that he'd had for like 20 years. When I tell you the thing was like 7 feet long. And when I tell you, you see how thick this is? His was just as thick, but the pot size was like at least a 10-inch pot. And when I tell you, if that thing had 100, it had 200 flowers on it. It was beautiful. Like beautiful. I instantly, while I'm watching the video, got online and found one of these things that had it delivered. I had to have it. I thought when it arrived that they had given me the wrong plant because his was bigger. His leaves were bigger. And I was thinking, oh Lord, they gave me the wrong plant. But it was cute. And I was like, oh, we'll see. I think if I can find a picture of her when I first got her. Oh, here's another. No, it's not. No, I thought it was a bud. When I first got her, I will show you. But that's her from up above. As you see, she's not bald on top. She is full. Like she is the epitome of the perfect plant. And I've had this plant for 2 years. she is gorgeous. At least 2 years, or almost 2 years, if not quite. It'll be 2 years in probably June or July. So this is the one I've been holding out. Ah, look at it. It's a flower. It's gonna flower soon. I'm so excited. This is a Hoya peculata. The leaves on this thing, I'm scared to touch it because she is very heavy, and her dirt literally is like a 3-inch. I don't even think this is a 3-inch pot. I think this is a 2-inch pot, 2.5-inch pot. And she is very top heavy. So every time I touch her, she shifts and it scares me. So I'm not gonna touch it. Hopefully I will put in a picture of it. But the leaves on this thing, get into that. Look how thick that leaf is. It is crazy, like crazy. It's a cookie, like legit, like a ginger snap cookie. And hard, like I'm scared to touch it because if this thing falls, but this one right here, like there is no bending of that at all. I'm so excited. So excited. So yeah, this has looked like this now for, no, I would say maybe every other day, something new is happening. Like it gets longer or it starts spreading. And I'll insert pictures, hopefully, because I'm learning this whole video thing and how to video and add stuff in the video. So hopefully I can add in some pictures. Yeah, we'll figure that out for sure. But love this. And here are my Hoya Crimson Queens. Now before I told you I had Crimson Princess, which are these down here. But these are the queens. And the way you tell them apart is the queen has the white on the outside, which is the crown, and the princess has the white on the inside, which is the dress. So yeah, this is my favorite. Yes, I have favorites of some of these, and this one is my favorite of the queens. I just think the leaves on these are so pretty. I just love it. It reminds me of watercolor, like the way the colors just meld into each other. Like I just love it. I just think they are so pretty. So pretty. Look at that. Nature, God is so amazing. This is my favorite princess. I love all of y'all, but the markings on this one is just, ugh. Okay, this is a little bit of a passion project. I have a plant that I've had for a very long time, and I had a little issue with her, and so I took some cuttings and made sure that I will always have a piece of her. But there's a huge one in my living room that maybe one day I'll show you guys, but I wanted to take some pieces off of her and make sure that I always had a piece of that plant. And then I added in some cuttings from another one. So let me show you this now, because this will come into play in a little bit. This is an epiprimum, and I think I might have two in here. I think so. This is the neon. I believe this is the neon, because I'm seeing some other leaves in here. So I think I might have a neon and a regular green one, but I think that's the neon. So in here, I have some more plans. So this is the fail-safe plan in case we had a situation when I went on vacation, but I did not. So I have extra plants, which is fantastic. So this is the Cebu blue. You can't see how blue it is, but whatevs. This is the Brazil. This is from here. This is the Philodendron Brazil. So Brazil is the one that has like a variegated markings on it. So you'll see some green, some light green, and some chartreuse come through, right? So that is what this is. This is a SCINDAPSUS, and I'll show you the mother plant to that. This looks like some Hoya. Yeah, that looks like a piece of Hoya. This is the Manjula. This is the one that was over in the corner by the golden pothos. Super hard leaves. I love this. And it's all kinds of plants, and they're coming down here and all that. So this is the I keep forgetting the name of this plant. It's a Brazil. The version of it is the Brazil. Philodendron. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of that. What is wrong with me? I've said it a million times. Okay. So once again, we have a little bit of a struggle plant. But we're gonna make a comeback. And when I make a comeback, I'm gonna come back and show you how she bounces back, because I think that's a series. Let go. Okay. One thing I will say about plants is that they love their cousins, and they will hold hands and connect and do all the things. So I'm not going to break y'all up right now, but I'm watching y'all. Okay. So let me show you. She's got leaves coming up in here. So you see these little pointy things? She's got some leaves coming through here. This plant was so full. I'm going to show you, hopefully I can show you a picture of it when it was in its prime. Totally my fault what I did to this plant. I thought I watered it, and what happened, typical, water came through the pot, went at the bottom, sat at the bottom, never saw water, never got watered for about a month, and this is what she looks like. But she's going to come back. She's going to bounce back, and I'm going to show you guys. Here we have a Peperomia obtusifolia. Yep, Peperomia obtusifolia variegated. I love this plant. Supposedly she's a slow grower, and I think I agree. I think I put a date on this when I bought this, 7 July of 21. I could probably show you the picture of when I bought it, and it doesn't look much different. Maybe I might have grown this on up. She is a bit of a slow grower, but she has a thick leaf too. Hear that? She has a thick leaf, so she will hold her water, and I don't lose that many leaves at all. Like, that's the one good thing about Hoyas and even this plant, is that I don't leave a lot of leaves. Words are hard. I don't lose a lot of leaves. Now, with the POTHOS, yeah, I might go through some leaves. I might look up and I done lost a bunch of leaves like this. Okay, there's a POTHOS, an example of a POTHOS right now that is doing the do. But she's going to bounce back really quickly. This one, I don't lose a lot of leaves. But if she were to get in trouble, it's going to take her a minute to bounce back, right? Because she's a slow grower. So pros and cons. Here's another Brazil. I typically have backups, right? I have a green version, all green version of this. This was a chartreuse version of that. So these are the same family. It's the neon though. So I have the variegated version with the chartreuse and the dark green. I had the all neon, which is really this color here. That's what this was. And then I have a all green version. It's in my kitchen. I don't have it in here. And here's another Brazil. These are pretty common. These are ones you can find at Home Depot, Walmart. Heck, probably 7-Eleven if they sold plants. These are pretty common house plants in the U.S. But when you do them right, they are nice, okay? You know, everybody's seen the one where you got a 30-foot long tendril and it's got 3 leaves on it. To me, I'm not into struggle plants like that, right? I like them to be full and pretty, and, you know, I love that. And as I say that, I come to this jade. Girl, this jade, I can't even say this jade. Well, it had seen better days before it got here. let me say this much. When I was doing right by this plant, she looked really good. Hopefully I have a picture I'll show you. The thing about a jade though is they grow slow and they die slow. So you won't know that they are dying. And then you'll go to touch it and the whole thing will fall over. And you like, what happened? And then you look and the whole bottom of it is rotten. And it's like, how did I get here? Like you see new growth on this, right? Just like this one down here. You see the little new growth. You can see the little bud coming in right there, right? I touched it the other day, the whole thing fell off. It fell off of this back piece back here. And I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, it is what it is. We're going to try to bring her back because this was a variegated jade. So pretty. But girl, I don't know. Anyway, this is a SCINDAPSUS. This is the Silvery Ann. And this is why they call her the Silvery Ann. You see how silver she is right here? She's so pretty. I love it. There's more of her silver. And this is what, look, more of her silver. See how the markings on the leaves? Oh, love it. Okay. And I think that's it. No, it can't be. Oh, I did miss one. Okay, let's go back. Just one. Just one, just one, just one, just one. And this is the Hoya Kentiana. What I love about this plant, she has like a purple edging on her leaves. I love it. The leaves are hard, like really hard. Like there's no bend in this, right? You see how thick they are? Look at that. They are thick. I love it. She grows really fast. And I may have shown you this already. Maybe I did. I don't know. Who cares? I'm showing it again. Did I not show you that one? I don't know. But that's a regular. I think this is a regular. Oh, I know what I did. I did not show this row. If I did, skip past this part. Yeah, this was mislabeled. I don't know what it is. What I thought I was buying was a plant that was really veiny. If you can see here, it looks like it's got veins going through it. I thought I was buying a veiny plant. What I got was a regular carnosa. I don't mind. I don't have a problem with it. As you can see, I like the regular carnosa. So let's pull this one out because this is what is a regular carnosa. This is a regular carnosa here. Gorgeous, right? Like she's really cute. She is the plant that a lot of these other plants are a cross of. So the crinkle 8, oh, the one that looks like a rope. I don't have that one, but all of these are carnosas. And so she is the mother of all of those. I love it. I mean, you can get a huge plant out of this, right? Like with no worries because they don't have the hang-ups of some of these ones that have been crossbred. But I love this. Absolutely love it. Yep, I won't change my mind. I promise you, I love it. So I think that's it. I think I showed you all the plants that I have in my craft room. Yeah, what else can I say? I absolutely love my plants. I get excited when I see blooms, and the maintenance on it is really low, especially if you're an empty nester or if you have other things that you are doing in your life and your life is not wrapped around being at home all the time or, you know, caring for plants, then yeah, the kind of plants that I have would be a good add if you want to have plants that you don't have to spend a lot of time caring for. Now, I will say this much, having the amount of plants that I have takes that number up, right? If you only have 2 or 3 plants and you only need to spend 5 minutes on them, then not a huge ask. But each plant requires their own care. And if you have 50 or more plants, then that 5 minutes becomes a piece of a chore. So once again, thank you, Lisa, if you are watching this. Thank you for taking care of my babies while I was gone. But yeah, I love plants. Love having them in my space. I think it just makes coming in every morning so special, to look around and see things growing and doing things and budding. And I used to have African violets in here. I don't anymore. They are another one though that you can keep in your repertoire that doesn't, especially if you set them up right, you don't have to water them that often. They need to be watered a lot, but there's a way you can set them up so that they can water themselves, and you just need to keep that reservoir filled. And they bloom. Who doesn't want indoor flowers? I don't know. So yeah, thank you for coming through with me with my plant tour. If you've made it this far, then you should definitely subscribe, right? Like, I'm a new channel. I am putting out content, and it would make the world of difference to me if you would subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it would help me out a whole lot. And let me know in the comments if you have plants. What kind of plants do you have? And if you have plants that you know could go 2 weeks or more without watering, that's not a snake plant. Like, okay, if you have snake plants, I'm not mad. Put those in the comments too. But if you have other plants besides Hoyas and snake plants that could go longer than 2 weeks without watering, definitely drop those in the comments, because I would love to know. Because I always feel like I can add more plants to my collection. I will admit though, I do have more plants outside of this craft room. So there, I have other varieties of plants outside of the craft room. So I honestly don't need any more, but need is not a prerequisite. Just saying. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.